John, thank you. I'm going to say a few words about you in a moment, but thank you. That was just remarkable and showed great bravery pushing through to share that story with us. Good evening, everybody. My name is Sam Mostyn, and I have the great honour of chairing the Go Foundation, along with my wonderful fellow board members who are here tonight, and a former chair, Peter Muir, who is also here tonight. Thank you, Peter. It's wonderful to have you continue to be part of the Go family. And to Shirley, to thank Shirley. As you've heard from our students and people involved with us, Shirley is an extraordinary leader of Go, and it's the extraordinary way in which she invests in every one of our students that you see tonight. So thank you, Shirley. And I'll thank your team in a moment. I'd also like to acknowledge that we meet on Gadigal land tonight, and thank very much Yvonne Weldon for her words of welcome. Yvonne always makes us feel very special when she offers a welcome. It always feels as if it's coming straight to you from Yvonne with a great deal of love and thought. So I know she's not here, but on behalf of Go, we want to thank Yvonne for that wonderful welcome. And I was remarking to Adam as we were standing in that remarkable smoking ceremony that the tribal warrior ceremony itself, to be conducted here in one of the most modern buildings, in one of the most modern cities in the world, and to have that wonderful smell of the smoke when it first lit, and the power of us as a group of people coming together to help in that moment, and then to be blessed by that smoke. It's truly remarkable to be in a place like this to receive that welcome. And for that reason, I think we should really thank the team here at Bloomberg. We haven't mentioned them really tonight, but the Bloomberg team here has been a wonderful partner of Go. Hina Charavolti, who's normally here and one of our greatest supporters, couldn't make it tonight. She's away. But we do have Patrick and Yuki from Bloomberg who've done a huge amount of work, not just tonight, but today with the Students' Education Day. So could we please thank Bloomberg for everything they've done for us? Now, of course, everyone has thanked Dan Salton. Dan is just one of our favourite people ever, and of course you heard tonight with the song and his relationship with the film. And I'd like to thank I think there's some of the team here from Ian Darling's film, The Final Quarter. It's been an incredible year. Adam, both films, The Final Quarter and The Australian Dream, have been huge successes critically, but most importantly with communities who are engaging with the learning that comes from those films. And the team that have worked behind The Final Quarter in particular, who have the education programs with the Human Rights Commission and Reconciliation Australia, have been incredible partners of Go. And we think the message of Adam's story and Michael's story and all Indigenous stories in this country reach a new audience, and particularly around all of our role in preventing racism and standing up against racism. So I'd like to thank the team for all the work they did in the film, and some of them are here tonight, so could you send our thanks back to others? Now, Anita Heiss has also been mentioned. I know you hate being mentioned, Anita, but Anita is... We're so lucky to have Anita as one of our ambassadors. She's been with us from the beginning. Anita was here today with the students working on some of the programs. Anita is one of Australia's most important authors. She's one of the most important Indigenous voices in this country. She continues to win plaudits for all of her books. It was University of Canberra that has one of her books as Book of the Year. So every student, I think, every staff member and first-year student at the University of Canberra will be reading Anita's book this year. And I'd encourage you, if there's one thing you take away from tonight, in addition to the inspiration from our students, go and buy a book written by Anita Heiss, or buy a book written by an Indigenous Australian person that shares the stories of this country. As we've heard in the Boyer lectures this year, there's a great silence about our history that I think we learn from when we listen to the words of Indigenous authors and writers. And Anita, it's wonderful to have you associated with us, and I hope you all read Anita's work if you haven't already. It's really important that we acknowledge our MCs for tonight, Bella and Jayden. Now, where are you, Bella and Jayden? There you are at the front. Thank you very much. It's a big deal to come up and host an event, and you did a remarkable job, so thank you. We really, really appreciate all the preparation you put into that tonight, and we'll always have our students as MCs at our events, I think, from now on. Our partners, many of you here tonight, I can't name you all, but I'd like to thank you for remaining so strongly supportive of the Go Foundation. I hope you can see tonight through just the stories and the imagination and the courage and the creativity of our graduating students and our students who are yet to graduate why you're a partner with us. It means the world to us that you remain with us and that you might introduce us to other people who can join our wonderful ecosystem, because without you, we can't do any of this work. I was reflecting on your comments, John, about how you couldn't imagine 5 years ago standing here with the work you've done, the journey you've had, and thank you for sharing that very emotional time. And we hope that you'll always be a member of the Go family and come back and be part of teaching others about what you learn and what you can impart for our community of scholars, students, everyone associated with us. But I'm kind of thinking what it must be like to be Adam and Michael and James, who founded this organisation over a decade ago, much longer than that actually, and how I guess you can't believe what you're seeing tonight for the first graduation ceremony and what might lie ahead. So I thought we should reflect for the students that you inspire us. You're the reason that Go exists. These three men decided to come together a long time ago to think about what their contribution could be. The rest of us are fellow travellers. We're just part of a journey, but we're led by them, and particularly Adam and Michael, as with your great leadership and what you're doing with your lives now. I'm sure it doesn't just inspire our students, it inspires us all. So I was just trying to imagine, as we think about all the people around this country, particularly this state, who are affected by the terrible fires at the moment, and have a thought about all of those that aren't up here and having this wonderful night tonight, but maybe looking after their properties, their families, their lives. What we might have learnt if we'd engaged in Indigenous education and invested in Indigenous knowledge so much longer ago than just through Go, what we might have learned about Indigenous land management, fire management, what a wonderful place we'd be if we'd started to do that then. We didn't, but now we can. And Go's role in celebrating Indigenous culture, as well as the great aspiration for our students, is what we want to be now and in the years ahead. So thank you everyone for coming along. I'd like us all to thank once again the team who worked so hard today from Go. So I'd like to thank the team, Alex, Shirley, everyone involved. Most importantly though, on behalf of everyone here, to congratulate our scholars for all that you will do, all that you have done. You're a member of our family now, but a huge cheer for our students once again. We'll be back here in February to launch the year with the next round of activities for Go as we grow and make a bigger impact if that's possible. We hope many of you will be back then, and of course in a year's time there'll be more graduations and more amazing stories. So now it's time to have a bit of fun, mingle, there'll be more food and drink for a little while. I'd encourage everyone just to go and meet a student, talk to a student, and maybe if our students don't mind sharing more of their stories with you so you know what Go is all about and what their futures are all about. Thank you everybody for coming, and have a lovely festive season.